Welcome to the Oddfrog Chop Shop, your one-stop podcast for all things toy, design, collectible, comic book, video game, movies, pop culture, and more. And now please welcome your hosts, Kelly Greenwood and Eddie Hermosillo.
Good group. Perfect.
There we go. Awesome. 4 viewers. Okay. All right. Welcome, guys. We'll get some more people coming in here. We're going to show images of the prototype,
just wait, though.
Figures in it. Yep, we're going to wait a little bit. I'm just letting our viewers know what we're going to do, letting Clanable know.
Let me pull up just one of the Bandito pictures just to make sure that our screen share works through here.
Perfect. And we've got a 6 1/4 inch character in it, a let's just say a reasonable facsimile of Spider-Gwen. We're not sure if it's a knockoff character. It's in China, so we're just going to go with that and hope that it's nothing, I don't know. We're going to show images of it anyways. But it's to give you guys an idea of the size of the car. It's pretty big. I don't think we need to expand it any more than it is. We had a 7 1/2 inch character in there, and you do have to bend him a little bit.
That's McFarlane size, so that's a McFarlane,
yeah.
Way bigger size. Like 7.5 inches is. I have a bunch of figures out here. I should have my son.
Okay, good. So
I see it, Mike.
So, all right, sweet. Screen share works. Awesome. That's good to know.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll wait to share the other ones for now. I just wanted to
see if we can get some more people from Instagram in here. Yeah. Eddie, did you make me a collaborator in that one?
And what? I didn't post anything yet. I'm just sharing the link in groups.
Okay. So guys, we're just going to chill and chat. We can see your comments in here. So if you have questions, we definitely want to answer whatever we can.
Yeah, we'll just hang out for a bit.
Yeah. As I was saying earlier, we've got shipping lined up. It's local to us as far as the warehouse and where we'll have our containers come. Eddie and I live in the greater Los Angeles area, and we're about 20 minutes away from Long Beach, which is where the big port is here in Southern California. So we're kind of positioned right to be able to see everything. Let's see what Clanable says here. Do you have a plan about option to sell separate parts such as body part, engine? Absolutely. Great question. In fact, Clanable, we want to build it into the Kickstarter offering. So in other words, there's certain styles of pledges, as we were saying earlier today, but it was a little discombobulated. There's certain styles of pledges that you can make. And what Eddie and I have kind of decided to do is go ahead and commit to, once we hit our goal, going ahead and committing to tooling for a hood, an engine, and some wheels, a bumper, and a grill. So if certain people want to pledge a certain amount, like, the baseline is going to be 185. That gets you the car in our nice box. It's not going to be cardboard. It's got a window. That gets you the car. That gets you started. But if we reach our goal, we've looked at it and we're like, well, we'll go ahead and spring for some tooling, knowing that after the Kickstarter, we can have all that made and we can sell that as after market, so to speak, parts. That is what we want to do with the car anyways, is continue to make parts that are able to vary the look of the car, hopefully as infinitely as possible by the time the lifetime of the car runs out. So yes, long answer to your question. That's nice because people needed those parts to do dioramas. Yeah, absolutely. Eddie's working on one himself. Eddie, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Mic check, Eddie.
Can he hear us? Eddie.
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, guys.
There you go. There you go.
Stuff around, but yeah, I'm working on a diorama myself, 1/12 scale garage. Don't judge me, guys. It's a freaking mess.
Hot Pocket's ready.
One sec, guys. I'll be right back.
Oh, sure. We got it. Don't worry.
Adrian, can you grab me one of these lights, please? Or turn it on. Let me see. Can you guys see me? Turn that light on in the corner and the dial.
You're good, Ed.
What's you been watching? I don't know. Yeah, my diorama's a mess. Looks like a legit garage, but yeah, it's 112. So look at that. It's a mess. The pillars are falling over. Signs are off the walls. Garage doors hanging with some tape. Engines on the ground. I got wheels, skulls everywhere. The ones I've been working on, Jones Bones skulls. Yeah. Oh. But yeah, this is my 112 scale garage. In the works. It's gonna fit the shop in there. Got lights. Working on more stuff. But yeah, we are definitely excited about this whole Kickstarter. And I don't know, eager to get this product out to you guys and continue on with more down the line. It's definitely something we're looking forward to, and just a whole new it's a whole new thing, just being able to customize a vehicle. We're thinking about in the future being able to literally break it down to the bare shell and then just buy any parts you need, and then the customizability options are going to be like infinite at some point. Not infinite, but we'll have a lot of things going. We're already working on the extra. Damn, this thing is crooked. The extra engine blocks, the hoods with no scoops. So it's in the works. I mean,
grills,
people
bumpers,
can throw all the shade they want, but
rims.
it doesn't really affect me. It doesn't bother me at all. So yeah, I love it. I feed off of it. It kind of gives me a little distraction throughout the day. It's a bit of stress relief for me. They may think they're stressing me out with all their little memes and they're cropping our faces and all sorts of groups. It's whatever. It's the age of the internet. People are going to feel empowered to be behind the screen.
I just ignore it. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, if you want to know what we're doing, there's plenty of, we have like 12 hours of us blabbering on about it at this point. So
absolutely, bro.
Have you guys looked to see how many Kickstarters in the action figure toy industry have hit the types of goals you're looking at? Eddie, I know you've done a lot of research on this. You want to?
Let me go back to the site.
Mm-hmm.
So I know like Mythic Legions has a few campaigns that they've launched on there and successfully funded. There's also one, dinosaurs like Mesozoic era. I think they're going on their third Kickstarter. I just go in there and I just search action figures, and that's kind of what gave me the idea for our tiers, because we were kind of trying to base it off of like an amount, like sell an amount of vehicles to cover everything. But then after looking at the tiers, it's like they were offering more with the more money you put into, the more money you invested, the more you got out of it, obviously. But that's why our base price is going to be, the car with the box and, ready to go, looks good. And then that's when we add extra parts after that point, like.
Why don't you go over that a little bit for the people that might have missed the Instagram talk earlier today?
Right.
The tiers.
Yeah. Go ahead, Eddie. Sorry.
Yeah, so tiers. Like we were just looking through the tiers on Kickstarter, and that gave us an idea as to how to go about it. So we're thinking about, the 185 is like, it's going to get you Kelly said it all. It's going to get you your car with collector's box, and it'll look legit pristine, just like as close as possible as we came to, obviously, to the renders. And then let's say that's the 185 tier, and then let's say if you want to invest even more, let's say we don't have the amount yet, but let's say you want to invest X amount of dollars. When now you get the vehicle, a pair of decal sheets that include skulls, flames, pinstripes, and then we'll also include a new engine block and a hood, so you can Good job. Okay, sorry guys, my daughter's here, but yeah, the life of a parent. Anyways, so yeah, engine block. You spend X amount. And we'll include an engine block. We'll include a new hood and some rims. You spend X amount, and then you get the decals, the rims, the hood, the engine, the this, the that. Like we're figuring out the details. We're trying to work them out, but the more you spend and the more pieces you get, and the more experience you get of what we're trying to achieve, with the whole being able to customize it and add additional parts, which will be available afterwards anyways. But yeah.
What's up, Keith? Shout out to Keith. He's like our OG Facebook follower. No worries.
Yeah, man,
we're still letting people kind of come in. You'll probably hear us repeat a lot of things, guys, just because we want to share as much information as possible. We haven't really gotten to any prototype images yet, Keith, so bear with us. We've got images with characters in it and stuff like that from our manufacturer. And yeah, I think we're going to look into trying to get our manufacturer to come on a podcast with us. I don't know if it'll be live because it's such a
I reached out to him already. So
much
we'll
love
see what
back
he
at you,
says.
Keith. Yeah, we want to reach out to Johnny and see if he'll come on here with us. I guess I could tell that story a little bit, Eddie, about our manufacturer and how we got it and who Drew is and who he knew.
Yeah.
Just while we let people fill in a little bit. I'm not going to say who our manufacturer is, but if any of you guys saw the latest podcast or one of the latest podcasts where we had 10. Drew Plakos on, he was our professor at Otis that taught materials and safety and compliance, which is kind of all the, different countries have different rules and stuff for, they're pretty standard now, but he taught us all that. Well, he's been an entrepreneur in the toy industry for decades. He did, what do they call it? It's fast food toys, Happy Meals, stuff
Meals,
like
kids
that.
Meals, all those, yeah.
And he has produced, literally had orders, orders for these companies to produce 25 million at a time, where they had to get 2 factories and 5 sets of tooling for everything. So really great guy to know, really interesting podcast. But he is the guy. We had done a deal with a guy who has some licensing stuff for the Chargers football team. And what's up, Jordan? Welcome, man. Welcome in. Appreciate you coming. We had done some plush dolls. How many did we do, Eddie? 100 of them?
It was only like 500, but it
500.
was if you guys ever go to a Los Angeles Chargers game, sometimes you'll see a guy dressed up in a big Chargers bolt. I somehow ended up, getting a hold of him, getting in contact with him, and he wanted some plush figures made, some plush of the lightning bolt character. So we kind of hooked that up, threw it together. He was happy with his things. Maybe he was doing it for charity or something. I'm not sure, but he was a real good guy. His name was actually Ken too. Ken and Mary on Facebook. If you guys find him on there, look him up. Yeah, he dresses up at the Chargers bolts, and he's over there, supporting those LA Chargers. But yeah. That was a cool contract.
So we had done this plush doll. We designed it. Eddie and I actually one day went and tried to do the white model ourselves. A white model is where you just take regular fabric or white fabric or whatever color fabric you have and just mock up a prototype of a plush. And we came up with a reasonably good one and stuff, but quickly learned that it was going to be much more efficient and get it done right to just have a manufacturer do it. So we found a manufacturer in China for the plush. And it was a real strange experience. Like the communication was off. They delayed on the project and then said, you have to pay us extra because you delayed on the project. And we were just like, no, that's fine. We'll figure it out somewhere else. And they're like, oh, no, we'll still build it. So we did that, but we were kind of, leery about the whole process of that. And so our great professor, Drew Plakos, and friend, as I mentioned before, one of our earlier podcast guys, was like, you guys need a manufacturer. He's like, let me get my guy and put you in contact with our guy in Hong Kong. And basically what it is, guys, is Drew and a friend, well, they became friends. A company owner named Simon in Hong Kong had a factory. What was it called? I don't remember, Accord, something like that. That was the old factory. Anyways, they went into business together in 1982, and they have this beautiful friendship to this day where their kids know each other, you know, 2 different countries, 2 different continents. And Drew is just somebody we love and trust, like, emphatically. So he connected us with Johnny before we even had a contract to make anything, before we even had a product to make. In fact, I remember telling Johnny, I'm like, I don't have anything for you. I just know that we need a manufacturer before we go to make contracts. So that's how we came into contact with our manufacturer. He's been doing this a long, long time. You know, I think they just have such a nice, efficient way of doing things. And Johnny, our engineer, is just absolutely brilliant. So that's the story of our manufacturer. I think we want to start showing some prototypes at some point and talk about those. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll stop rambling on, guys, but let's get some prototype images up there. And
okay. So how many pieces are we thinking, Eddie?
Yeah, so the breakdown of all the pieces, literally joints and hinges and windows and ASB plastic. And it's all the same plastic now, but will be different. But it came out to a total of 76 parts. So that's a top, a bottom, and a middle. Just so you guys are sure, you know, just to make sure you guys knew that. We do have a top.
You guys see that?
A bottom and a middle.
Yeah.
And and a center and a rear and headlights and all of it. So there's a lot more than just the top. So you can obviously see the middle, the top, and the bottom, but then there's hinges and door panels. And, you know, this is, like I said, this is our first go at it. So, you know, it is the shell. Look at, there you go. So eventually we'll probably try to do fenders, but right now it's just for like, we'll be able to modify that outside door panels with, you know, potential bullet holes or crashed dents in them. And you'll be able to swap out the seats. We just have to use the same peg hole, I guess you would call it, that fits right into that bottom. And see how that back seat has that 2 center seats that you can remove. It's almost like even like a hidden compartment back there, really, if you think about it. But yeah, that's for, you can sit bigger figures in the back, but you'll be able to swap out the seats, different steering wheels, rims. I mean, the details are on the bottom. That'd be cool. But the bottom, you know what? I noticed that even the HasLab was flat on the bottom. They had none of the detail we have on there. I mean, we have the turning mechanism all on the out. I mean, it looks like a car, and it's not just all on the inside. They were like, we have a top, a bottom, and the middle, and then all the stuff is on the inside. Like, we have stuff on the outside, the inside, everywhere.
So Daniel Landeros asked a question, Eddie, and I'm not sure that I quite understand it. Daniel, could you clarify? He says, so it will model type. And I'm not sure what he means by that. This is just
like maybe you
yes,
think
rubber
like
wheels, Keith.
A
soft plastic.
Kit. This is how it comes from. Once all the parts. This is change steering wheel. You can, like a lowrider, like a how they have on the lowrider bikes.
It won't be coming with a chain steering wheel, but
it won't be a chain.
We have all sorts of aftermarket plans.
Yeah, those are all the add-ons that we're thinking about. I mean, we're gonna. Oh, so what was the model type? Will it be molded? It's gonna be built. It's gonna look like the renders. It's gonna be all built. This is just it has to be broken apart like this in order for us to be able to create the tooling. So this is like the prototype, and then all this once we make sure it fits together and it's ready to fits together and it works properly. Then all the parts are then molded and then it's assembled. But we're going to include some instruction sheets that tells you how to take apart certain pieces like the bumpers or the grills and the doors in order for you to be able to put on the aftermarket or the additional parts that we have to offer as well.
Yeah. So Daniel, it will all be together. It comes in a nice box and we'll put images up of the box, guys. We kind of want to do some more stuff to it and add some chop shop kind of scenery, but it's coming in a nice box for people that like to keep one in a box or whatever. But but it'll all be together. And we're just going to give a full on diagram of exploded views. You know, I said in a podcast earlier that we didn't build it to pull apart and snap together. It's not a snap on. We didn't want a cheap product. We wanted it to be a regular, collector toy, but we're going to have, for the true collectors that are going to just disassemble things anyways, we wanted to have the options to, first of all, interchangeable parts. Obviously, that's kind of the gimmick of our thing, right? But also to be able, for those real collectors, those real customizers, we're going to give them a diagram of all the pieces of the car so that they can kind of exactly remove it apart. Or
and decals, they're going to be like vinyl decals. So they won't be like paper stickers or cheap stickers. They'll be like vinyl, I mean vinyl, like plastic,
Yep, clear vinyl.
Clear vinyl decals with the whatever designs we have on the outside, the skulls, the flames, the lowrider pinstripes, whatever we start creating, it'll be on some like durable vinyl decals. I don't know how many times you'll be able to reapply them. I'm not sure how it works, but they won't really leave residue or tear as
minimal. Yeah, hopefully it kind of depends on the paint that people put on too, but we're going with the clear vinyl because it looks the best on everything. It sticks the best to everything. And, it just, we don't want to put cheap stuff in with our nice car. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's not going to be stickers. It'll be vinyl decals.
Right.
People keep asking about the grill. And it did have a logo on it. So what we considered is just creating another piece that'll make that look flush, that you can either pop on and off. And, you can have it say Bandito, or you can just have the other piece and it would literally just make it look flush, or a whole bumper. But there's all sorts of ideas that, suggestions have been made that we can easily implement and be able to satisfy a lot of y'all's needs or wants and preferences.
Yeah. What is the initial planned ship date?
Well, that's a good question. We got to get.
The problem with that was, and we're pretty firm in our minds now that we want to go for 45 days. We talked to Clanable earlier. We talked to McStabby earlier.
Paul Johnson.
We're kind of thinking about a 30-day, but the problem with that is I don't want to get to within $50,000 of our goal on the 29th day and we lose everything because of that. So having talked to everybody earlier and gotten some good feedback, we don't want to miss the Christmas stuff. We don't want to miss.
You haven't even mentioned the Kickstarter yet.
Oh, Kickstarter's Black Friday. Black Friday Kickstarter.
Black Friday.
Again, Black Friday. We're going for Black Friday.
Now we can, to answer your question shortly, is that we're waiting on the new development schedule from our manufacturer. So we had one when we were working on the initial design that was going to come out months and months ago. Now the car's redesigned. Now we've gone to prototype. And now we should get any day our development schedule, which will, it'll lay out, depending on how many are ordered, it will lay out how many thousands at a time we can ship within which date. So it'll be like 1 month he can make so many thousand. The second month he can make so many thousand. So that's basically how it's going to work. I'll tell you my preferred, I would like to get it out before the end of the first quarter of 23. I think maybe that's a little bit overly optimistic, but certainly no later than May is what I've put in the Kickstarter
for like the first wave. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully,
hope that answers your question. It's I don't.
Again, it's still in the air. It's still not a for sure thing, but that's what we're trying to go for. Like Kelly said, the prototype is going to be ready within the next week and a half.
Jordan,
the quicker we hit those Kickstarter, the quicker we hit those Kickstarter goals, the quicker they're going to ship. And the
quicker we start making the tooling.
Yeah. Jordan says he can't wait to take some shots of that car, and that's exactly what we designed it for, Jordan. I mean, we've been watching your guys' post and our favorite Instagram toy photographers and stuff. I want to give a shout out to MIC Benson. I hope I'm saying that
Let's
right.
get a little
His stuff
action figure.
Is awesome at MIC Benson. It's like you can tell he puts a lot of thought into the lighting.
So these
and
are
stuff like that.
Our figures
but we want
had
to see that. That's what the car is built for photography, for filters. Go ahead, Eddie.
So let's show a little comparison with the action figures here.
So these are the scale figures that our engineer was able to get his hands on. This one here is about a 6 1/4. So this is like Marvel Legends size, and roughly about a majority of Mezco too. So then the little Spider-Man is like SH Figure Arts, the little smaller guys, and then obviously that other Spider-Man is more like the McFarlane size. So we think that Gwen looks pretty good. She sits in there. She has enough headspace.
That's not Gwen.
We're gonna call her
Quinn.
Gwen.
It's Quinn. I said Quinn, bro. Quinn Stacy.
And
thank you for the share, Clanable.
That would be impressive.
Can we zoom on that, Mikey, or could we even possibly make it full screen?
You know what? Our manufacturer, they possibly, who knows? We're working with him right now, and he's making the schedule. But as enthusiastic as they seem and they talking, I think our project is a priority for him right now. So it could very well be that they'll put us on the soonest schedule and have us at the top of the line and at the head of the line.
Let me just say, these figures we do not own or own the rights to. They're just for size comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice big car, bro.
I think that's why companies don't do it. It's not small. Sorry, Eddie, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's like 18 and a half. I think there's some more pictures. You can see the exact size, actually. It's almost like even like 19. See, that's where we have. So she's sitting in there, and she seems to have half an inch of space between the top of her head to the top of the car there.
Oh,
so that other Spidey is small too. Like
that, the other kid is like child size. He's in the back seat back there. He should have a car seat.
Yeah.
But yeah, the rims, we're coming out rims. These are the rims that we first did. And then Johnny was like, I came out with an idea. And I like the other rims that he did too. But we'll have a variety of rims and tires with writing on it, no writing on it, white wall wheels.
Keep in mind too, Keith, that's a female lanky character. And what we had in mind was, the Mezco guys with all their gear and
grab me some Mezcos.
Some thick-bodied Wolverines and Punishers and stuff like that with their gear to be in there. So I know it looks pretty big with her in there, but yeah.
It's kind of a fuzzy picture, but there's a little bit of headspace. Yeah.
Yeah, the price. Thank you. Thank you, Keith. I said it earlier, and I'll just say it again. We had come up with we initially had it at 175. We expanded the size of the car a little bit because we wanted 6.5 to fit in there comfortably or relatively comfortably as well. So, and some couple details to the car. So we expanded the price to 185, but we had our price before we ever even knew the Ghost Rider car existed. So when that came out, we were just kind of completely shocked. And thank you, Clanable. Completely shocked at that price. And I mean, I've worked at the bigger companies. Eddie's worked at the bigger companies. We understand there's a lot of people that have influence over these things and stuff, but like we're a small, tight team. Like I said earlier, we're not trying to undercut anybody's price or anything like that, position ourselves like that at all. It's just that as Oddfrog Entertainment, we developed ourselves for the Chop Shop a pricing formula, which was based off what was good for us to, and I think I was telling Clanable this, but it's like, we're not trying to just sell you a product. We want to build a company. So if we outprice ourselves now, it just makes no sense to us. Like somebody had said earlier that we can't, expand our prices and stuff. And, we'll see about that.
That
I
comment,
think,
somebody, I forgot who it was. It was on a video, I think, that said if we start off at a certain price. Oh, you know who it was? Not to throw him under the bus, but it was Ace from Ramen Toys. You know, he says if
right.
you start off too low, that you're not going to be able to raise your prices in the future. And we see that actually almost differently. Not that we're going to. I guess we will eventually raise our prices, but the only reason we're going to raise our prices is because the next vehicles are going to be bigger, more badass, you know, more accessories, and
see, I think it's like we're using the same formula for each vehicle for as long as we can. You know, if oil prices change, plastic is a petroleum product, so that affects things greatly. When I was working on Thomas and Friends, it was during the Trump era, and there was this big stuff going on between China, and wood production costs went up 5% over 5 weeks. So, you know, things change, and we understand that markets change. We've built ourselves in a little bit of buffer zone with the pricing. Like I said, we're 5 guys. We got a couple guys that do a lot of behind the scenes stuff for us, and we're 5 guys. We're a tight, streamlined.
you know,
team.
that's how
I mean,
Five Guys Burgers and Fries started. You know, it's just 5 guys, and they're huge.
We do not own the rights to that name.
So we just had to go with a price that made us comfortable at the end of the day. I don't like coming up with a price and then thinking to myself, oh, we could have got more and stuff like that. So we got our cost very, very early on. We sent the designs to Johnny. Johnny came back at us with a basic price, right? At that point we had so many pieces of tooling. I think it was 6 pieces of tooling. And he came back at us with $18,000 a piece for the tooling. Again, we're just being as transparent as possible, guys. It's expensive. Let him try to do this. So we took that, and then we took into consideration material costs, taxes, all that kind of stuff. And we came up with a price that we thought is fair to our consumer who we want to start a long-term relationship with. Again, this car we want to extend the lifespan of by offering aftermarket parts, the continual ability to customize. So, yeah, we want more people to know about the price. Like I said, we built in there a little bit to actually reinvest in our own company with some tooling and stuff to make the aftermarket parts and stuff. So, that's why our price is the way it is. So, what else?
Yeah, was that all the pictures?
Yeah. Oh, wait. I think there's one more.
And then maybe we can put that piece count one up a little bit for people to just kind of look over. And thank you, Keith. That means a lot. You guys have been so awesome. Clanable, Stabby McStabby. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you all. Redeemer Customs. Shout out to Instagram, guys. At 12th Parallel. In Ralph's 25. Young Guns Picks. Oh my gosh, there's so many guys that I'm not thinking of right now, and I'm going to hate myself later, but you're all included. We love all you guys. Lots of new people, so welcome everybody. I mean, yeah, we'll turn this into a podcast and put it up on YouTube and stuff too, so that everybody can kind of see the car. And yeah, that mat I know has like a grid on it, and
did I not send you the picture? There's a picture of it that's like a top view.
Well, here's a ruler right next to it.
Yeah,
well, yeah, but you can see the exact size. There's like one that is like exact top view of the car. Like it captures the length perfectly. I guess I might have not sent it.
Last time I saw, Clanable says, last time I saw you show diagram of the front light. Will you do that too?
Oh, when like the breakdown.
Yeah, once the full, prototype is assembled, it'll have lights. The switch will work, and obviously we can't get it quite in our hands probably fast enough before the Kickstarter launches. So we're going to have Johnny. Oh, right. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
where you break down all the lights and the
Oh, that's what he was trying.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just to finish my thought, the prototype will be fully functioning.
Yeah, I'm working on getting more pictures right now. I asked him to possibly even send us video of it. So
yeah, and we'll want video of him rolling around and stuff like that, you guys, and then we're gonna have him ship it to us. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Black Friday.
Yeah, so
Kickstarter.
The Black Friday date.
the Black Friday date. Yeah,
it was close. It's a memorable day. It's a shopping day. It kind of goes with the car since the car is black. And we, following right after that is Cyber Monday. And then, we do want to catch that Christmas season. We do want people to allow people the opportunity to get some Christmas money and, get the car if that's what they want to do. So I don't know. It just kind of worked out. They said, when we were doing research about it, looking into anything that could go wrong with like a Black Fridays or anything crazy catastrophic we should know about launching a Kickstarter on Black Friday. And basically they said the advertising budget goes up. And so we're just trying to do this like this, guys. We probably will invest in some post boosts and stuff like that as we get closer to the Kickstarter. But really this is what we're doing. We want the videos to go out there. So, yeah, we want to see videos. We want to see all that. So, rolling wheels, turning wheels, soft tires. Yeah. Yep. And, decals. So the decals will come in a sheet. And, you can just peel them off that way. We haven't quite decided if we want a couple themes on one or just really theme out a sheet and have different sheet themes. So we're still working that out, but there's plenty of time for that. We've got some designs. As far as the customizable parts, guys, we've already got designs. Eddie, do you want to talk about what comes after the Bandito since we're here? Since we're offering a coupon.
I guess I'll mention it. Yeah.
Oh, and you might want to mention that coupon.
Yeah.
Again,
that's what I was
Eddie,
just about to say. Yeah.
Perfect.
So with the Kickstarter, we're launching that Kickstarter on Black Friday, and we're considering, or I think we've pretty much narrowed it down to the first 36 hours. Whoever's able to get a order in for the first 36 hours, you will receive a $25 gift certificate for your next purchase with 112th Street Chop Shop. But yeah, the next projects, we have the Bad Van coming up. The model is just about ready to go as well. We have to start the assembly design, and then, which again is the most important part, takes about 2 weeks to do a good assembly design, and that will be the Bad Van, and then off the prototype. We want to do a police car. We're not sure what kind of model yet, but it would stick with the aesthetic of what we're going, so it won't be like we have these two retro-ish looking cars, and now you have this like Dodge Hemi Charger 2020 police car. No, it'll fit the aesthetic. So the Bandito, the Bad Van, a cop car. We want to do a motorcycle, and then we're either considering like a small artillery vehicle next, like a small tank or a Humvee. And then like a small aerial vehicle as well would be the next two after that. But yeah, once we get this one going, we should be smooth sailing for quite some time.
Yeah. Like I said, we're trying to build a business and position ourselves as the first to market premium 112 scale vehicle brand. We think it was good timing. The marketplace needs it. We've been able to come up with a competitive price for a beautiful car, I think. Part of that, guys, is knowing how to make it, how to get it made, and what you can get done with details and stuff. So some things don't cost
give me a minute,
as much
guys.
as
Don't mean
other
to
things
abruptly leave, but I'll be back in a few minutes. Got some parental duties. I'll be back.
Okay.
All right.
Knowing what you can get out of the mold for free, right? When you're designing something, you can add details that aren't add-ons. If you're smart with how to design for manufacturing, there's a lot you can do. And when you interact on a daily basis with your manufacturer, everybody's kind of clear as to what goes where, what expenses, what's free, how many deco hits, what those cost. So we've been able to do a lot as far as like keeping it matte black and streamlining this car to get it into the hands of customizers. Why would we paint the car when you're going to do a better job of that anyways? And strip the paint off just to make a better paint job anyway. So we'll keep it matte black. I like the chrome thing on some of it just because it makes it pop in the box. But, with aftermarket hoods and aftermarket parts, that's easily, solvable. So,
and on our last podcast, we went through some of the different color possibilities, and I really think that green is pretty sharp.
Yeah, I'm calling it the Oddfrog green.
Hell yeah. Although midnight blue with black would be all right too.
Yeah, I like the midnight blue too.
Yeah.
Be fun to put some skull decals on there, some bullet holes like Eddie said. Our good friend at Sundown Media Group, George, who's leader of the band Sundown, who does a lot of our music and stuff. Super great guy, super interesting band, guys. Check them out at Sundown on
great
Instagram.
Comic series too.
And me and him are working on a comic right now. We're currently in the middle of issue 2, and we're going to go all the way through issue 3 before we actually. There's a whole bunch of new stuff on here I haven't seen. So, before we pitch it or even try to Kickstarter or whatever, I'd like to pitch it to Image just because that's like a lifelong dream. But we want to have 3 issues to try to have a best chance of getting it out there. But George is already talking about like writing into the story, which is this kind of like steampunk Iron Age Western story, the Bandito in like this kind of road warrior steampunk fashion. So we're already looking at like the road warrior style of stuff to do next. So a lot of you guys have said that. So thank you, Jordan. That's awesome. We're not going to quit. I've said many times, this is where we're burning the boats. We've both been to toy design school. This is what we're doing. And so I haven't even thought about what happens if this doesn't work out. We're just going 100% and we're going to make this work out. If we have to be on YouTube every single day, then that's what we're going to do to get this Kickstarter done. By the way, the YouTube live thing we should be able to do within 24 hours or whatever. So that is just why that didn't work out.
Yeah, this whole thing's new for us, so thanks for bearing with us here.
Yeah, we're not trying to... we are starting an entertainment company, but we're going to start with toys first. And so
the whole live social media thing is kind of new.
Yeah.
But are there any last questions you might want to answer there, Kelly, or should we wrap this thing up for now?
You know what? ML Series said something earlier about the first quarter, if he could do that. And the reason that would be is Drew and Simon, the 2 older gentlemen that started the manufacturing company back in the early 80s, 82, I think, they both just recently retired, and Simon handed off control to the manufacturing side of things over there to Johnny, his protege, who's also worked for him for years. That's who we're working with now. So in a way, they're also a young studio. So we will end up being one of their biggest clients when this is successful. And Johnny loves working on muscle cars. He's so excited. That's why I'd really like to get him on the podcast is he loves doing this. He wants to get it out there, and they want their company to do this as much as we do. So I just thought I'd put that out there because I'm not trying to be unrealistic, but I asked Mike. I'm a little overly optimistic, probably too much, but yeah.
I only have to rein you in every once in a while.
But no, this has been great. You guys, we so appreciate the support. You guys are amazing. Clanable and McStabby especially have said some really beautiful things to us, guys, and it definitely means a lot to us. Like, we're just out here trying to do what we love. We're hardworking guys. I think I put it on a post that we have ability, experience, and just like you guys, we love what we do, and we want to bring you the first to market premium brand 1/12 scale line of action vehicles. So I think we'll wrap it up there, is what Mike's trying to say with the music. Guys, go to YouTube, like and subscribe, share everything. Black Friday, Kickstarter date.
Black Friday.
We're going full steam. If anybody has any more questions, please message us on Instagram, guys. We love answering your questions. Look for more promos to come. Peace. Love you guys.
Thank you, guys. On behalf of Eddie too, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in to the Oddfrog Chop Shop podcast. This episode is brought to you by MLCVoice.com and OddFrogEntertainment.com. Theme music is Burlesque Heartache by RKVC. Please remember to rate and subscribe. Until next time, keep creating and keep playing.